Hi, my name's Joe Skinner. I'm part of the Let Me Move team here at TAF. Firstly, just want to apologise that I can't be there in person today, but I know it's going to be a great event with great people and looking forward to hearing all about celebrating inclusion like we do here on a day-to-day basis. I've got a 7-year background in inclusive sport and provision practices for those with SEND across a range of sports. I've faced many barriers in my employment journey, and that's what first attracted me to applying for the role here at TAF, which I got in May. The person-centred approach for me is key because often you face those barriers and the stresses before you've even got out the door, to the point where you're exhausted. So I rely on other people to get me to and from places and spaces. I rely on taxi transport. There's a lot of barriers and discrimination associated with that as well, in terms of taxi companies charge double for wheelchair users. You often have to book it 2 or 3 hours in advance before you need to be in the building itself. Often it puts you off from applying for jobs because one of the requirements is to drive, and the barriers with access to work, even though it's a great tool for disabled people, is the waiting time. So I've only just got my access to work package in place, and if it wasn't for the inclusive understanding of TAF, then I probably wouldn't have a job today, because unfortunately the process takes up to 20 weeks to review your case. Now, if we're playing devil's advocate from an employer's perspective, naturally, what can they do in that time period? Because previously they haven't had many disabled people on board within their workforce. They're not educated on how to support, which is why I think it's great, the work that we're doing at TAF. Education and collaboration with various providers then allows people to leave their mark and show what we would do the next time. Right, what if we have a wheelchair user or somebody with a neurodiversity impairment on our workforce? How best can we support them? It's things like access in and out of buildings. It's not just get into the building, it's when you get there, how can you best be supported within the building in terms of toileting, care and support with getting things out of your bag for your lunch, your laptop for your work. Can you get through the doorways? Often here at TAF, the doorways aren't as wide for my wheelchair because my wheelchair is a bit of a beast. Fire safety plans and things like that, which I must give massive credit for to staff. Having a diverse workforce is massively key, because we're limiting the potential of so many people with a range of needs. I've got a degree, 7 years experience within a workforce, but naturally certain employers or certain parts of society have a medical model of disability mindset instead of the social model, where they place the blame on the impairment rather than how can we fix it so that society is inclusive. So often people who might not necessarily be skilled or have the right requirements for a job role get the job over someone with a disability. Some employers aren't educated, or perhaps have that fear factor of how we can best support the individual or group of individuals, and it's about removing that fear factor. We're all learning here at TAF, and that's the most important thing, that willingness to learn and gradually implement strategies ourselves. And us as disabled people are part of that as well. There's some still inclusive terminology that I'm not necessarily up to date on and things like that, but it's that willingness to learn and that collaboration that I think is key. So I hope you get that from this workshop in person today. Once again, I'm sorry I can't be there, but I really hope you enjoy and look forward to working with you all some more in the future and continuing the positive work here at TAF.